United States of America is pushing more gun control, while those crossing borders in South America countries are now actually legalizing gun ownership for citizens. Ecuador just legalized gun ownership because of all of those that are moving across the borders, going south and coming north, have created such a crime rate that the police can't control it. Now, you have the right to own a gun as of this week in the country of Ecuador, but not in the U.S. Let's talk about that today at DeFi IoT. Yes, you heard me correctly. United States, I hate seeing shootings, especially unnecessary shootings. I don't like to see anybody die. I mean, there's some circumstances where you can say, well, that person deserved it, right? Maybe. But never innocent children. And we can go into, is it the guns? Or is it the way people are thinking and behaving, what they're told they can do now? Those standards that we've abandoned. My leaning towards that's going to be the latter. However, as we move away from guns, you see, Ecuador did this about, give or take 14 years ago under a very socialist president. And I'm not going to mention his name, and he worked the country slowly but surely, created the fear of the guns, and now the crime is so bad. The bad guys from north of the border, coming from Venezuela and Colombia, I know good people in both those countries, but facts are facts, okay? The bad guys still have the guns, and they're killing, and it's getting to a point where you can't even walk down the streets of Guayaquil or even in Quito without fear of being mugged. And look what's happening now in San Francisco, right? I mean, a tech exec gets attacked, stabbed to death this week, walking down a good neighborhood. Things have just really changed. And I hate to say this, but as long as those borders stay open and we reduce our ability to defend ourselves, we're going to have the same things happening right now in Ecuador. And I've told you before that I got up at 4 in the morning with people in my daughter's room, trying to get into the room. Looked like attempted kidnap. Don't know, didn't get to ask the people. They took off running. We did everything we could do to catch them. However, I decided to leave because even had I caught them, I couldn't do anything to them. They had every right in the world, even though they broke into our home, even though they're going to try to harm my daughter, maybe myself, my family. But I couldn't defend myself, so I left. The crime has gotten so bad now that they have gone back and legalized gun ownership. Now you have to take this course, and here's the ignorance of the people. They're all crying, saying, no guns, we're going to have more people dead on the streets, that's ridiculous. Just goes to show the level of lack of desire to understand and just common sense out there. I know you guys have common sense because you're listening, but they're in uproar. However, here's the criteria, and I'll put the links down below. You can look at it yourself if you want to. Here's the criteria. You'll have to Google Translate or something there because it's in Spanish. The criteria is that you're going to have to take a psych exam. You're going to have to take a test. The same thing you would here in order to get a gun. Background check, etc. And there you can't even have any type of an arrest for violence, even arguing with your wife. Okay, so that's going to eliminate half the country right there. However, I'm just being playful there. I have really close friends there. The criteria is so high, the standard is so high that not anybody can just go get a gun. These people are going to have to pass these tests. Now, can you just pay for that under the table? Look, it's the way it works down there, and so I think that you probably would be able to. I don't know, haven't done it, but the reputation that those countries have. So my point being that we in America are so focused on getting away from it, leaving our borders open like they did in the beginning too. Got away from the guns, left the borders open, and now the crime is so bad that the police can't control it. And they can't do anything about it because they won't. Why? Because they get sued or they get fired. And so I think we're walking down that same road, and maybe we can learn a lesson from Ecuador. Those gun rights for self-defense purposes, and they're talking about pistols as well, right? For self-defense purposes, or, I'm sorry, but they're necessary. And I know from living under these kind of circumstances. And I know where I was safe and secure, and I know where I wasn't. Now, I'd like to hear your comments on it. Hear what you have to say about this. So put your comments down below. Please make sure you hit the description. It's free. Hit the button there, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you in our next video. Food for thought. Remember, and chaos creates opportunity.